Hey guys, as you can see, Bo's here with me. She's a little needy this morning, so I'm going to let her come up here while I talk about Destiny. Played the Destiny Alpha for the first time last night. I've been playing it a little bit more today. First impressions, it's what I expected. To be perfectly honest with you, it's exactly what I expected, and a little bit more in depth, to be perfectly honest with you. This is an alpha, it's very early stages. I didn't see a single glitch that I'm aware of. The only thing that I was seeing is that they had to set up certain things to be somewhat repetitive because it's a smaller version of the game. It's only a 6 gigabyte file, and it's supposed to encompass all this shit. So it's really small. So I don't expect much. But what we got was a fully fleshed environment, a couple different objectives, multiplayer, which is quite good. And by multiplayer, I mean player versus player. I think that's going to be the new vernacular. It's not going to be multiplayer and single player. It's going to be player versus player and the main game or campaign or something like that. So with Destiny, it's always multiplayer if you want it to be. And you can do the campaign and objectives and things like that. So it's basically co-op or single player. Plays a lot like Halo in all the right ways without feeling like a clone or a ripoff. It just has that Bungie feel, which you wouldn't think that was possible in a game that's basically a first-person shooter at its core. But it does. It has a Bungie feel to it. It has a very signature kind of feel to it, much in the way that Call of Duty has a certain feel or Battlefield has a certain feel. Destiny has a prevailing Bungie feel to it. It never talks down to you, but it never goes out of its way to appeal to the Michael Bay sensibilities in all of us too. So there's spectacle without it being like the difference between like the Planet Earth documentary and like a reality show or something like that. So it just strikes a good balance, and the weapons are quite nice. They're not. It's a new thing, but they're not so far removed from what we're used to. Like, you have sniper rifles and assault rifles and shotguns, but they're just called different things. And because we're in a alternate reality, basically, or future reality, we can they can take liberties with the design and so forth. So, customization of the character, not quite as robust as, say, like a Skyrim or something like that, where they're involved. But definitely up there. And at first I was like, man, you're not even going to see the fucking thing. Kind of like with Elder Scrolls. Like, why bother? But you see everybody else. And not to mention the fact that when you are in the multiplayer hubs, and like any good sorry, she's just really all over the place. When you're in the hubs, like any good MMO, you're in third person. And you can talk to people and stuff. It's really cool. And you can see yourself. So there's a lot going on there. Getting back to what I said about glitches, the repetitive nature of it comes down to there's a spawn point for certain enemies in the alpha that just kind of, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that enemies would still be there, but they are. Other than that, I dig it. Like, it's challenging, it's fun, it's confusing, because it's not a tutorial. And granted, it's an alpha, and it's going to be over. By the time most of you see this, it'll be over. Midnight tonight, or 11:59 tonight, it's done. And then the beta comes out next month, and the game will be out in September, which seems so close. Like, Destiny seemed like this unicorn of a game that we were never going to get. And it's coming, and it's great. And I'm starting to see why the composer of the game, his whole lawsuit that he put out against Bungie, and I apologize for getting his name, I'm seeing why that's getting such press, because the music that he did for this game is amazing. It harkens back to some of the best moments of the Halo franchise, and really, it sets a bar. So I really hope they can work out their differences and he can come back and work on the next one. But again, because of the style of game that we're talking about here, because of the style of game we're talking about with Destiny, I don't think... Will you two stop it? I'm trying to work here. They fight all the time. But the style of gameplay that there is, I don't think that the music is something that has a huge focus to it. It just doesn't. It doesn't need to be there. Because I think that for the immersion, you don't want music. Or you want to bring your own music. Because if I was out in the wastelands, I'd have headphones in. I guarantee it. And that's not a joke because I have the gold or whatever. But and I do think that based on everything I'm seeing with like Watch Dogs customization and some other hints I've seen around the web, that custom playlists are coming to the majority of games moving forward, or at least they're coding a back door in there, so that or they're going to patch one in. So believe you me, it's going to be pretty cool. One thing that I noticed with the alpha that was weird: there's no volume control in the alpha. Granted, in the game, I'm sure that there will be, but this is an alpha, not even a beta. There's no volume control. I was trying to party chat with some friends, and it wasn't working out so well, even with all the settings favoring the party versus the game. The game was too loud. But it's really, really fun. Looking forward to getting a little bit further this time. I was really tired last night. I'd been busy all day. So, those are my first impressions. I will go in more in depth when the beta comes out, which I have a pass for. Speaking of alphas and betas, the Battlefield Hardline beta, been getting out some codes and stuff. I may get more. I don't have any more yet. I'm not sure how long it's lasting, to be honest with you. I think it's only this weekend anyway. But I'm going to make another video here in just a second and upload that a little bit later so you can see my impressions on that. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, keep on grinding, guys. Take care.